Well, hi everybody. This is your stay-at-home grandmom, and I am cooking my duck. And I had to look the recipe up on. I had to look the recipe up on. I'll tell you what it was. It was right here. It's all recipes because I was gonna do Peking duck, and then I looked like several different Peking ducks, and I had all the stuff except for the celery. I have celery seed, but I'm not gonna fool with it for that. But anyway, um, I'm gonna do the duck with apple dressing because that's up my in my wheelhouse. So here's what we're going to need, and I'll put it in the description box. And also, I apologize for the chocolate not being in there because I put it in there somehow or other. I don't know how it got up, but I'm gonna put it in when I get off this live. I will put the chocolate one in too because I put it in there. I know I did. I ain't that crazy. I'm feeling a lot better. So let's see. So in the skillet, we're going to put some melted butter in a minute, but let's get this apple and this onion chopped. And I might do a couple of little celery seeds in there. And then we're going to, okay, so what it calls for a whole duck, which I have right here. I'll show you in a minute. Salt and pepper to taste. 1 teaspoon of poultry seasoning, which I have. 1/2 teaspoon of butter. That goes into the pan. 3 tablespoons of chopped onions and 5 stalks of celery, which I'll use some celery seed because I don't have any celery. We're not getting vegetables, fresh vegetables, until tomorrow. 1 cup of peeled cored um, chopped apples, which I have, and then 3 cups of cornbread and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. That's it. So let's go, and I'll keep the this right in front of me because, like I said, I really had to look it up. I haven't cooked duck in a long time, but I'm cooking it with you, so I'm good. So I want to say hello to, if my cousin is watching, Flora Ann. My cousin had hip surgery, and I talked to her earlier, and she is she watches me on Facebook. However, I have not learned to Facebook and YouTube at the same time and StreamYard, so I do StreamYard and then I answer everybody back after. So on Facebook, because I have not, and I know some people can do Facebook, but I can't. Um, so hello to my cousin Florian. I know she's listening. I hope you're feeling better since I talked to you about maybe 20 minutes ago. And also, I have to apologize because I kept changing the time, but it just seemed like the phone rang, the dog barked. I didn't have a dog. I never had a dog. Well, I mean, I had a dog years ago, but when the kids were little and when I was little, but I haven't had a dog since I had the stroke. But anyway, I'm here. So they like to take. I'm going to take my apple peels off, kind of, but I don't. I'm not going to because I don't like to take my apple peels off. This one kind of came off, so I'll take that one off. But what I'll do is I'll buy duck that's already cut up, and then I will make the Peking duck. But that involved me cutting up the duck and the whole 9 yards. And I'm not one of those people that can do things like that. I don't know how to cut up meat like that, and I don't want to kill the meat again in the process. So I like this one because it calls for cornbread stuffing and the whole 9 yards. And I'm sure that you can put other things in it. Now with this I wanted to see something. With this came some orange sauce. So I'm actually going to make the orange sauce separate. I might put a little bit in the cornmeal. But like I said, I like to have my peels on. I don't make apple pie with my peels on. I've done it. It's good, but everybody doesn't like it. But my mom used to make the apple. The only thing that she made differently was the applesauce. She didn't have any peels in the applesauce. Cut your finger, why don't you? That would be different. So how's everybody doing? I'm doing fine, fine, fine. Okay, once we get this cut, we'll put a tablespoon of butter into the frying pan and start to begin to fry these. And then we'll cut up the onion while we're frying these. Because this is going to take just a little bit longer. Well, sauteing them, not frying them. Okay, so that's done. So let's get let's wash off this onion too while I'm up. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go get the frying pan. I'm not going to use my black frying pans. I'm going to use my frying pan that I like the black frying pan, so but we'll do something else with that. Oh, there it is. Okay, so in this frying pan, we're going to put a tablespoon of butter. Put my hair back so I won't set it on fire. Tablespoon out. Tablespoon. Okay. So we're going to pour the, hello everybody. Hi everybody. So we're going to pour the apples in. That's the first thing, okay? Hi everybody. I'll tell you about it in 1 minute. We're going to let those apples saute. Now, like I said, I haven't cooked a duck in quite some time, so I had to look up the recipe. So bear with me. Hey, Vera. Hey, Miss Key Kitchen. Hey, hey, Community African. How are you? Welcome in. Who else came in? I just turned my back for a minute. Y'all came in, huh? Yeah, hello, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Zandra, huh? Okay, well, I'm going to be doing more cooking after Christmas. I'm going to do like my DIYs maybe once or twice a week, but I'm going to cook more because I'm trying to get into culinary. I mean, let me explain. I finished with school. I went to college. I was a school counselor and everything like that, and then I retired because of the stroke and some other things. But I'm going to go to the school that I used to teach at part time. They have a culinary school. I'm cutting the onion up now. Let me put this down. So I'm going to go to culinary school for baking because that's something that I would like to do on YouTube and really do it, without because I'm not good at baking. I used to bake bread years ago when the kids were little, but then I got away from it. And then I got a bread maker, so that spoils you. But I would like to bake bread, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to school in January. I'm not going to be going to the baking part of it until September, though. Because I have to take this is a certificate program. I'm not getting another degree. Not doing it. I was going to save the skin for a dyeing, but I don't think so. Maybe so. We'll see. Because I have it right here in the packet. Because I'm going to also be doing some DIYs and some natural dyes and stuff like that. So, okay. Thanks for watching. So, community advocate, excuse my ignorance, but what do you do? Tell me about this community advocate thing. All communities or just the community you live in or what? Because I'm always interested in what's going on in communities. Yeah, I'm going to save the some of it. The one that doesn't have the onion peel in it. So that does, but I'm going to save this. Because this actually dyes. This makes good dye. So in the wintertime, when we're really bored and we don't have anything to do, this is what we're going to do. I like sitting right here because I can lean over to the stove. Oh, you're a social worker. Okay. All right, I was a school counselor, psychologist, and I loved it. But I did I think that everybody that's in the social gathering of thoughts and whatever does all kinds of work. You call child protective services and, it's whatever. But yeah. So now we'll do the onion. So, Miss Keys, if Zandra, let me see. Let me put this up for a minute and let me see something. Because I have a child in the room that I want to address. Because I love children. And my grandchildren are here. Yeah, you do. You hear a little bit of everything. Zandria. So what does Zandria left to cook, Miss Vera? Because I would like to actually cook something for her one day, especially like if she's off for the next couple of weeks. Yeah, you do hear absolutely everything. And people, okay, so I was Dr. Copeland. You do? Okay. I was Dr. Copeland, and people would ask me things like, I have a pain in my side. I'm saying, not that kind of doctor. They would come in my office, and it would say, school psychologist on the office. But hey, so I'm gonna chop up the onion because we're gonna stuff this little bird. And like I said, I'll show you the bird in a minute. And it's a duck. And my husband didn't catch this one, but I miss it. I do. Not as much because it's been a while, but I miss the kids. That's what I really miss. I miss the kids. We had a good time together. But you cannot, balance and things like that. I lost. I've got it back a little bit, a lot. Now I'm going to a pain management center. So I'm working on trying to stay as healthy as I possibly can. So that's why I'm going back to school. It's not like I need it, but I want it. I want to learn how to bake. And I suppose I could do most of the stuff I'm doing online, except for the actual baking. I have to go into the school for that. But that'll be good because it'll get me out. And I mean, I can stay in the house. It doesn't bother me. So when they had shut down, it did not bother me at all, people. But like I said, I don't want another degree, just the certificate, because I do want to have like a little cooking school. Excuse me a minute. I want to have a cooking school, so that's why I'm going to go learn how to bake as well. But like I said, I had to go get a recipe for this one because all I know is the last time I made, hey cousin, you home? Are you home or not? You should be home. And today was your last day till when? Monday? Or do they give you Christmas Monday off? Because I know some jobs do. So in answer to your question, Vern, no, I did not send it yet. I will send it next week. And it was just because, I don't even know. I think that when I gave him the mail, I didn't give him yours, but then, oh, you're driving, so be careful, please. I got one cousin in the hospital. I don't need any more. My cousin just had a hip replaced. Will be your cousin too, Flora Ann. So we got the apples and the onions in there. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different because I'm going to take this juice that they gave us, and I'm going to put a little bit of this juice in there. Okay, then I'll put it back in the bowl because I'm going to use this as like a gravy, but like like a not like a gravy type situation. Okay, let's leave this over here. So we'll cook this for a little while. till it's soft. And then we'll put the cornmeal in. It's got everything else in there, so. I'll put this up here. That's the only thing about this kitchen. When I bought it, it's big, but it didn't have a lot of, room to cook. So I have to cook. And besides which, too, I cook like the table, so. Because we're going to add some white pepper to this. If I open it. I'm not going to use, I'm just going to use black pepper. Oh, I got it on the stove, that's why. And you season it to taste. Okay, so while we're doing that, we're going to add some black pepper here. And this is why I said I didn't want to cut it up. And this is the duck. Okay, so that's the pepper. And this is the salt. Okay. Get my little wooden spoon out. Okay. So now it calls for some poultry seasoning. So I'm going to put a dash of poultry seasoning in this. And mix it in. I may put a little bit more of that orange sauce in there actually. It's white pepper. That's the only difference. That's why I didn't put it in. Because I didn't feel like opening it. It makes it so that the pepper doesn't show up on the meat. But I wasn't opening that right now. Okay. All right. So we have. Let me make sure. So we need a couple of cups of cornbread crumbs. Okay, so we're going to put the cornbread in. And then we're going to put another tablespoon of butter and a little bit of oil. And this is cornbread. And I got this, so I'm going to use this and put it. But that's really the only difference with what white pepper is. I'll save the rest of this cornbread because I think I'll make some cornbread with it. We'll pour a little bit more of this orange sauce in there. tablespoon, and I'm eyeballing this. My oven is set at 350. And I'm going to put just a little bit more butter in here. Well, that made a big bang, didn't it? Now, this does not call for an egg. Okay, so that's ready. So let's get this. And let's get some garlic salt. I forgot that. I'll get it in 1 second. Play nicely with one another. Okay, so I'm going to put a sprinkle of garlic salt on here. Okay. Then, the trick to any good poultry is, hey Bobs, how you doing? Okay. The trick to any good poultry is to put some kind of oil on the poultry. So I'm going to put the butter on top. You can put olive oil. You can put margarine. Although I don't know why anybody would use margarine, but I'm just saying. You can use plant butter. It just gives it a very good brown taste. And it helps it to brown. Okay, so I have 2 teenagers in the front of the house, so if you hear anything, they're very good teenagers though. That was from you? Okay, so it's got all the butter on it. Now we're going to put stuffing in. I'm going to move this over here because I have to do the stuffing by the stove. So, well, I guess I can. I didn't pull this part out. I didn't even see that. I'll stuff it over there and I'll show it to you before I put it in the oven. Because I don't know whether you can actually see it. I think if I'll level this up just a little bit. So I'm putting it inside. And some of it's going to fall on the outside. That's okay. Now, there's a couple of other tricks I'll tell you later in a minute. I'm going to get it into that cavity. Okay, so you're not a good cook unless you have a taste test. That could be good. So now it's stuffed. It's going in. I have to be very careful not to burn myself. Okay. Oh shoot! Forgot something. The broth, the chicken broth. I put chicken broth in all of my baked chickens. I put water in because it makes its own broth from the chicken, but chicken broth gives it just a little bit more of a flavor. Okay, so that's in the oven. I'm going to talk to you all for a minute. And then I'm going to bake a cake. So I might as well do it with you. Because Vern says that I should do everything on here, but that's not going to happen. So be careful. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm limping and everything like that, but I went to the chiropractor yesterday. Need I say more? I need to take a leave is what I need to do. Hey, Juan, how are you? I'm glad to see you here. Yeah, I'm so glad to see you here. What's up? You just got home, Mob? Okay. I'm so glad to see you. Anyway. Hey, how are you, Harmon? What's up? Glad to see you here. So this I made the other day. And if anybody was watching and they remember, it was cake mix, chocolate chips, and vanilla chips. So now I'm going to make it. And I'm going to put it in the oven next to that because my granddaughter, my great granddaughter, is 12 years old. You know where I'm going with this, okay? So we're having Christmas Eve tonight. So they have pizza. I bought pizza yesterday, and it was buy one get one free, and it was DiGiorno's. This is just as good as the pizza that's delivered, but actually better, I think. Hey Hadia, come to think of it, no, Amira, come here a minute. I forgot to tell him. Hey country gal, how are you? In a little while, we're gonna have to go out together in the shed and go get the pizza because I bought two DiGiorno pizzas.
You call me or
Hamira, but you can listen. So we'll have to go out together holding hands and.
I don't need DiGiorno. I tried it. It is not so good.
Okay, so just what do you want then?
I'll find something. I mean, maybe it was the one they had, but it's not better than delivered.
I don't think his is as good as the DiGiorno's.
Who, down there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'll see, because one pizza you bought for me one time was really good.
Hmm?
One pizza you bought for me one time at the store was really good, but I expected DiGiorno to be, I don't know, just
well, I'll doctor it up and see what happens. Well, I'm going to say, do we take out two or do we take out, excuse me a minute, everybody, I just have to find out something. Do we take out two or do we just take out one?
If Amaya's going to be here, because they ain't allowed to, it depends. I say take out both. And if they don't eat the other one, then you can just put it back or put it
okay. All right. I had to get the cooking arrangements together because my oldest great granddaughter and my youngest great granddaughter are also staying because of Christmas Eve in our house tonight. Because tomorrow I'm having my caregivers over and having something for them. They take such good care of me, and Friday, of course, is Christmas Eve. So they're going to spend Christmas Eve, the great grandchildren are going to spend Christmas Eve with their dad and then Christmas Day with their mom. So, so we just decided to do everything. So everything is kind of done, kind of. But, it is what it is. So I got pizza and then I'm making the cake for them. So this is what I'm doing. I'm making this cake. So let's see how this comes out because it looks good though. So we'll see. So I need 2 eggs and some milk. And then we'll start to put this in. Mix it all up and everything like that. And I'm going to mix it by hand because if I turn on the blender, the beater or the big one, it's going to make a whole lot of noise that we don't need to hear. Right? You know what I'm saying? So I'll be right back. I'm going to get some eggs, a bowl, and some milk. Hey, Charlene, how you doing? Just hanging out. I just did the duck. So yeah, country girl, I did the duck already. It's in the oven, so but you can, review it everything after. So now we're doing the cake, and then I got to do the cornbread and the sauce for the. But let's do the cake first. So I'm gonna get 2 eggs. Oh, so by the way, the duck will take. It takes 60 to 80 minutes. Mm, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That man hurt my knees. Okay, so I'm gonna break the two eggs and put them in here. And of course, I forgot the spoon. I'll get up and get it in a minute. Let me get these things in here. Just one egg. That's 2 eggs. Okay, so let's get up and get the spoon. And let me get something to wipe my hands on too. Okay, so I'm gonna mix these eggs and then I'm gonna add in some of the dry mix. And I have to get a pan. Okay, so I'm gonna add in some of the dry mix. Most of this, I'm gonna add in some of that. Then I'll add in some milk. Now this one I made from the regular powdered cake milk. It was Pillsbury white cake. If you want to give a gift to somebody. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of milk in. So it adds up to about a half a cup of milk. And this is almond milk. This is the milk that I use. I use almond milk or oat milk. And I'm going to put just a little bit of oil in. This is canola oil. Put a little bit more of this flour in. Well, this is cake flour. Again, it's Pillsbury white cake mix. Oh, well, it all came out so with that. jar up and use it for something else. But I just did that one because I put my other things in the test, and that was a test jar. Let's put some more milk in. One thing about box cake is that it mixes up very fast. But that's why I want to go to baking school, because my cakes are not, well, box cakes are okay. But to make one from scratch, it doesn't, I don't. It doesn't even come, it comes out like a cookie. It's good, but it comes out so flat. So I do something wrong, I know. But that's why I'm going to baking school. So that, my friends, is all mixed up. You home, Vern? Good. Just going to give it one more good mix just to make sure I got everything on the bottom. Okay, so now we are going to put this in a pan. But I've got to go get a pan because I've got to grease it. You know me. So I'm going to put it in cupcakes, but I don't think I want to. Make one whole pan and forget about it. Okay. Throw this in the trash. This trash needs to go out. Okay, so we're going to add some oil in here so we can oil it all up. I still might make some. Okay, so let's go. Remember, this has got vanilla chips and chocolate chips in it, so this should be good. So we're going to flatten it all out. I think it's better with dropping it. Think it looks good? Okay, so it's going in the oven. So then we got to clean this pan out, and then we have to do the cornbread. I'm going to do the cornbread on the stove up here. I think, I don't know. Clean some of this off. You stay here and don't move. You don't move for a minute. I'm going to put the cornmeal in now. Okay. This is going to take 2 eggs. I'll be with that in just a minute. Get this out the way. I gotta taste this. Oh. Okay. So usually I clean as I go, but I'll be okay. So I'm gonna get 2 eggs. I'll be right back. Play nicely with one another. Christmas is coming. If you get naughty, you get nothing but coal in your stocking. Okay, so we start with 2 eggs again. And I don't know, oh, here they are. I usually lick the spoon. But the two oldest granddaughters are out there, so they don't even think about licking the spoon. Well, one can't because she's allergic to certain things, so I have to make a completely different thing for her. Yeah, I ate it. But I got two teenage grandchildren in it right now, so they're not. And like I said, the other one of them can't eat things, just any old thing. So I have to be very careful. The other one, she's 18. She's grown now. I guess I should have asked her though. Should I ask her? Amira, you want to lick the spoon? Yeah. See what I told you? She said no, thank you. So polite. Because just a few short years ago, she'd be right here licking the spoon. But they do grow up. Okay, so this is the cornbread. And by the way, I forgot to tell you that this cornbread mix has dry kernels of corn in it. Now this will also go in a little bread maker. So now we're going to put some, blessings, Charlene. A little oil in. Put some. This is unsweetened almond milk. I actually have some lactose-free milk in there. How many of you? I'm going to do it, but how many of you would like to see my mother's old recipe for old eggnog? Because tomorrow I'm going to come on early. Hopefully, if nobody calls me, folds me, or spindles or mutilates me, and I'm going to do what I'm doing for them, my caregivers tomorrow. Plus, I'm making some Bailey's Irish Cream, which I know that all of you will be interested. I only make it like once a year, and that's usually for Christmas and New Year's. So, but then I was going to make some of the eggnog too. So, because that's why I bought the lactose-free milk. So, if you want to see the eggnog, and understand that I'm 73 years old. So, if my mother had lived, she would have been 106, I think, either 106 or 107, because she was 30 years old 30-ish. I don't know that she was 30 years old. She was between 30 and 35 when she had me. So, and if you want to know how to make your own cornmeal, there should be, I have to put it in the description box, but there is a video on that. And I'm actually going to do it again because I know for the wintertime we're going to be bored. So this is all mixed up. I'm going to go out and get the bread, the thing that I make the cornbread in, because I sometimes make muffins and sometimes I don't. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't feel like making muffins because I have to do the orange sauce for the duck. So be right back. Again, playing nicely with one another. Community advocate, you're in charge. So, you can put them in the corner if they don't act nice. I think that he went to Maine. But, they'll be here. Maybe, yeah. think so, because when I talked to Angel earlier, she wasn't, but that don't mean she wasn't later. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So this right here, these are all my mother's old Fire King. Fire King? Yeah, I think it's Fire King. Yeah. Let me make sure this might not be the one, or this might be the Pirates one. No, this is the Fire King one. These are all my mother's old Fire King dishes. Everybody that comes to visit me says, "You gonna use all those?" Yeah, I do. Okay. Well, this. I'm actually going to do a class in cooking, and I'm going to do it on Patreon, and I'm going to charge like $1, $2 per classes, but then I'll put in recipes and stuff that you can try. We have to get back into the art of, and I think that if anything, let me say this. I think if anything, COVID taught us that we have to get back to being families again. Okay. Many of you were already families. I got that. But a lot of the people, especially some of the younger people, no offense to you, because a lot of you are working 2 or 3 jobs, trying to keep your families together, whatever. And I admired that because I was married. This is my second marriage. And when I got a divorce from my first husband, I had 2 children. And I was a single mom. So I worked 2 jobs and went to school. So I know what it's like. But I did make sure that they had meals on the table and everything like that. I had to, and that's, I think, when the first crock pot came out, my brother bought me one, and I learned how to use that, and I loved it. So I would do meal preps and stuff like that long before meal preps became the thing. So, I think that this taught us a valuable lesson, and that is, at the end of the day, all we got is family. But most of us, I think, who are on here already knew that. So anyway, this is the, remember, this has corn in it. I forgot to mention that earlier. And also, by the way, when I do scratch, okay, I use like 2 to 4 ingredients. I don't use a whole bunch of ingredients all the time. Country girl can attest to that one. Okay. I can't beat it because it hurts my hands. I have arthritic hands. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go to the sink and I'm going to wash this bowl out because we still have to make the sauce. And I have to make a side, but I have a can of peas. But I got to twist on the peas. You know that, right? Okay, just bear with me a minute because I have to wash up some of these dishes. I can't. right with you. Okay. We got these. And we got this. And we got the saucepan. So, we're going to put this in the, these are all clean, so we're going to make the orange sauce now. Since they put it in there, I figured I'd play with it. This is going in the oven. No, there's a cake in there. Wait a minute. This will go up here. Okay, let me get a couple of seasonings. And I'll be right back. Going over there. Okay. So this is the orange sauce that's going over the duck. And this is the package that they gave me in the duck. So why not use it? So I'm thinking I will add a little spin to it. In your house is first come, first serve. We tried that once with my mom. And it didn't work. So she made us all always wash our hands, especially the boys, because I was raised with boys. You know, so hand washing was when they were young. They were all dead except for one of my brothers. They're actually my cousins, but I was raised with them. And I have to throw this weapon like that. I need new knees. No, I don't. I need to exercise more. That's all I'm going to do. They're working on me, so I'm fine. But yeah, we tried that. First come, first serve. And my mother, yeah, we won't say what she did. It will be illegal in 50 states now. And my brothers at the time, 3 of them were grown. And one of them was a teenager, and then there was me. Okay, so they'll put a little bit of garlic powder. And this is the dollar store garlic powder. I'm going to actually make some garlic powder. I'm going to get some fresh garlic. Okay, just a little bit. And that's garlic salt, not garlic powder. Put some onion powder in there. But this is powder. Okay. Then I'm going to put some crack. Did you think I was going to go away without putting some red peppers in there? Nope. Now, I just think that I need some water in this, but I'll do that water as I put it in the pan. So then I'm going to stir this around. Because you got to have a little savory taste to it. But now, this orange sauce right here, you could make, I'm sure. And I'll find a recipe for it, for orange sauce. Okay, so I'm going up to the stove and put this in the pot. But I'm not going to turn it on until, I'll put some water in it though, but I'm not going to turn it on until the duck is almost ready. What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened.
Well, you were growling. I thought the monster had come to get us.
No. What are you eating?
No, there's baked cake in the oven.
I have magnums, but I don't want to go. Well, I'll always put that on the half sip of this.
Okay.
I don't want to go.
You don't want to go where?
Out there. I should have went, but I came.
Yeah, because it's dark out there. And I think you should wait for me.
I was about to say, I can still go. I'm about to go get my magnums now, though.
You think? Should she bring in the pizza or just leave it out there then?
I don't know. If I bring the pizza out, I could just get it myself.
You gonna get one of the pizzas then?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'll fix it for Poppy then if nobody else wants
There's
it.
the light again.
What?
I can turn the light on.
You think? Is the other light on?
No, outside.
And then there's the one in the shed though.
Oh, no, I don't know. Where's it at?
10 children in your house?
Hmm?
I was talking to her. There were 10 children in your house? See, when my cousins used to come up from Connecticut, because I lived in Boston, right? I was raised in Boston. And they were with my brothers. There would be like 10 or 15 people in the house. But still, my mother and my aunt and my uncle, because my father died when I was 8. I think I said that. And my uncle were very strict about sitting down at the table, eating, taking turns, passing the food. They were real old school with that. Okay. And like I said, anybody that did not obey them, like I said, I won't even tell you what they did to us because it would be wrong in 50 states now. Oh, there were no kids at your house, country girl. You don't have any kids? How is it?
It's good, but I'm looking for my phone.
Every time I use your phone, I put it back. Don't mind me. My grandkids are here. Only 2 of them are here right now. When the 2 younger ones come, it's like, we're here. Pay attention. Okay. Everybody doesn't have kids. It's all right. Some days you miss them, and some days you don't. I like my grandchildren, and I'll tell you why I like my grandchildren, and they know why I like them, because they go home. I cook for them because I want to, not because I have to. There was a difference with being a parent, okay? And like I said, because when you're a parent with another parent that actually parents, you have a good flow going.
I'm in there.
Mhm.
I was like, why won't it lock? Why won't it lock? And then I realized I didn't put the thing on.
Yeah, well, to tell you the truth, I do it all the time too. Stick it right there, till I do it all the time. No, my fun part, and I can tell everybody this, I'll tell you this too, is going out to the shed, unlocking the first lock, and then thinking and trying to scratch it open, right? Okay, not realizing that I haven't taken the second lock, which is it's a slide lock. Okay, that has a padlock on it, and I haven't taken the second lock off. So don't. I'm not gonna like make fun of you, like I never did it. Cause all right, now remember the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, they had a sliding door, had a pocket door on it, right? You know that it took me 4 or 5 times before I realized that the pocket door wasn't there. We have a bathroom on the first floor, and it had a pocket door for years. And 2 sugar gliders? What are sugar gliders? I know what a cockatool is. Okay, so the door broke, and then he fixed it, and the door broke again. He said, "The heck with this! I'm putting in another door." So he put in a door, that opens and closes like regular doors do, because this house is 150, 60 years old. I forget exactly. All right. And I very rarely used the bathroom on the first floor. Okay. All right. So the first time I went to go use the bathroom, and the kids are there, and they're dying laughing because I'm trying to open the door and then open the door, and I'm sliding the door, but it won't open. It won't open. And so my granddaughter, and I didn't lock the door. Okay, I didn't lock the door. And my littlest granddaughter, who I think was 7, then came over and opened the door and said, "You have to open the door, Dammy." Okay, but I did it 3 more times, so you know, it is what it is. So anyway, everybody doesn't have kids, and it doesn't matter. And pets are just as bad as kids, okay? And don't pay attention to them and see what happens. Because I also had pets look like little squirrels. I've never heard of them before. Never heard of them before. Well, that's good. They demand attention. And don't pay attention to them and see what happens. They'll chew up your sock or one of your favorite, and they seem to know. When I used to have dogs, well, the cats, not so much, but the dogs and stuff like that, they would seem to know what your favorite shoe was. And if you did something, they'd sniff it out and chew up. They're just like kids. Whine if you don't pay attention to them. Okay? Wake you up when you're sleeping. But I can't have any real pets anymore because, like I said, I can't be around cigarette smoke. Who wants to anyway? But and I mean, if you smoke, that's fine. I just don't want to be around cigarette smoke. But I never wanted to be around it before. But I did smoke at one time years ago when I was in my youth, like 17, 18, 19. And then I stopped. And I didn't smoke regularly. I think I smoked because everybody else was smoking. Let me take a look at this cake. Coming along nicely. Yeah, they're very smart. And don't I remember that when I started dating after I had divorced the kid's father and stuff like that, and the kids would go away for the summer, okay? They'd spend 2 weeks at camp and then the rest of the summer with their father. And I decided I was going to go out and everything like that. And this young man, he was a young man at the time, came to the house, and my dog performed. Growled and growled and growled. I'm like, what's going on? So, yeah, the rest of the crowd's here. The rest of the crowd's here. The rest of the crowd's here. It's going to be fun. I'm going to go for a minute and say hello to everybody and get everybody settled down. Because like I told you, with those two comes noise. So I'm going to end this and then I'm going to come back and show you everything that's finished. Is that okay? All right. And I will come back with you. Hey, Paul, wait a minute. Be back. Love you.